You sure you don't want to record all that you just said?
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
Because I am a model, you know what I mean, and I do my little dance on the catwalk. On the catwalk, yeah, on the catwalk. Oh, I do my little dance on the catwalk.
There
You're
you
welcome.
go. Hey guys, welcome to Specializing in Nothing. I'm your host Omar Reyes.
Oh, I'm Carlos Perez, and I don't know if I legally can keep that in there for copyright reasons. I don't know if I'm allowed to sing that song.
All right, so all we're gonna do is just mute you during all of that.
And just have the amazing dance moves.
Yeah, basically.
Sounds about right.
We're gonna put the subtitles.
Oh, okay. I think we could do that. I don't think anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
change
works.
one word or the other. You know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's okay.
Also, is there a brand name here? I never even noticed that. I probably should cover that
I'm
up.
pretty sure you can't see it.
Okay, then that's good. If you can't see it, then you can't see it. That's great.
That's fine. It's an Asus Zen book for those of you.
No, it's not. It is a brand laptop.
Oh yes,
from the laptop store.
Brand yen book.
Yeah, because I paid yen. I got it from Japan.
Could we say Japan? I don't know. What's
I think we can. We say Japan.
we could say Japan.
You
There's a lot of
You can't say China.
Ah, okay.
That's the one. Anyways, we are here to talk NFL. If you guys didn't know,
L is finally back.
what he said, the season has kicked off, if you will. And we're going to start with the team that we care the most about, because we're probably going to talk the most about, because that's the only game that even mattered at all that night on Sunday. Well, afternoon on Sunday. It was like at 4 o'clock.
It was 4:25.
Yeah, 4:25. Yeah. So, our beloved New England Patriots take on the Miami Dolphins and lose.
So, I mean, right off the bat, Patriots lost that game. Very close game. 17-16 was the final score.
That's close.
It's a point.
That's a pretty close game.
It's a pretty close game. What I will say, honestly, I'm not too upset about the loss. I'm not scared. And I saw a lot of good things in terms of the Patriots. So, I don't know if you want to comment first on let's start off with the biggest storyline that was coming out of the Patriots. Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones.
Who?
Is the starter for the Patriots.
That is true.
Your comments?
I mean, we kind of knew already, right? You know, they with the release of Cam Newton, and Cam Newton said that's because of his aura. His aura is so great that they didn't want to have him around. You know, because that make sense, Cam. But something I didn't think would happen, but I guess due to the COVID thing that happened with Cam Newton, they saw some stuff in Mac that they liked, and they said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna go with the kid." And it looks to be the right answer. The kid looked great. He looked sharp. Worried me with putting too much velocity on the ball in certain passes. There was one that was almost picked off over the middle. I think it was a Jacoby Myers, but thankfully he double tapped it and it didn't get picked off. But other than that, man, all the throws were on the money. He had one drop by Nelson Aguilar, eat a dick.
I mean, that's his name, isn't it?
He had no hands.
Occasional hands.
Or occasional hands, yeah. But other than that, man, Mac looked great, man. I was pleasantly surprised by what he did there.
I think a lot of the media outlets on the internet would agree, and I read a lot of articles.
I know, hot take. It's a really hot take.
It's a hot take.
Really hot take.
Mac Jones was the best rookie quarterback that played on Sunday. Now, out of the 5, only 3 of them actually started. So you do have, obviously we'll talk about them later, Trevor Lawrence. You had Zach Wilson and Mac Jones start. And then obviously you had Trey Lance and what's the other one's name?
For the Jaguars.
No, I said his.
You said?
I'm talking about the Bears.
Oh, Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
Yeah, I don't know you said him.
They didn't start, but they got some play time. So all of them did play week 1, but 3 of them got the nods to be starters, and the other 2 are still behind veterans. So we'll talk about those later. But a lot of people were very impressed by Mac Jones. He was very comfortable running that offense. He stood in the pocket. He didn't let the pressure get to him. He made the correct reads. He wasn't trying to just push the ball, downfield. He was making the correct choices on depending on what the defense was giving him. So that was something that I was very happy to see. And it's something that we knew going in. Mac Jones is a very accurate and smart quarterback.
Very, very true.
So.
And probably the best in terms of like if you wanted to see what a quarterback's made of, especially a rookie quarterback, against that Dolphins secondary with Byron Jones, Xavier Howard, and Jason McCourty out there too.
Mm-hmm.
He really did great. He didn't throw to Xavier Howard like a smart quarterback shouldn't. Don't throw on that side of the field. Yep. But when he did challenge Byron, who is also an elite level cornerback, he was putting throws on the money. Like
he was.
To the point where it was great to see, and I was a little nervous, but he made me very happy.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie. The fumbles, as we alluded to, because we did lose this game, hurt a lot.
That last fumble, because we were marching down that field. There wasn't much time.
Mac
left
looked
in the
great.
Game. Mac was putting the ball where it needed to go, and
that's one throw where he just sat in the pocket, got the shit popped out of him, but still completed the pass. He had a beautiful throw to Jonnu Smith on the left side to get right past Jerome Baker. He made some throws that game that I was like,
I'm excited for the offense because you've seen that 2 tight end set that New England is very comfortable with.
Yeah, I mean, they were talking about we had 18 receptions from the tight end position all year last year. We had 8 last game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Fucking crazy.
It's ridiculous. So, and obviously Jonnu Smith being the kind of premier tight end. Yeah. Hunter Henry, solid tight end. He's it's great.
People would say Hunter Henry is better than Jonnu Smith.
Well, isn't Hunter Henry like a little banged up or something like that?
I don't know. He had more receptions than Jonnu last game too. I think he had like 5 to Jonnu's 3.
Oh. I don't remember the numbers. All I know is that it's a threat. And especially with Mac getting more comfortable, they're getting more comfortable with the offense because it's all 3 of their first year in New England. Once, I want to say, October rolls around, you're going to start seeing it become a little more explosive. And that's something that I'm excited to see. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you have Aguilar. What's that kid that we picked up last year from the draft? He didn't really play much last year, but he caught a couple of balls this game, and he was playing pretty well.
I know we had Kendrick Bourne made a catch. What's his face? So receptions: Aguilar, James White, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Henry, Kendrick Bourne, Ramonde Stevenson, and Damian Harris, and other people that all made receptions.
Jacoby Myers. Yeah.
Jacoby Myers built the team for a minute.
Who the fuck was it?
Yeah, like I said, Kendrick Bourne made the one catch. I was like, hey, you exist. But I don't know who you're talking about, buddy.
Well,
But Damian Harris, a guy who I've been talking about forever, had a great game, just a 1 fumble, but other than that, ran for 100 yards, over 4 yards a touch. He played really, really well. I was excited to see. He was very shifty, very elusive when he broke free from the line. I'm excited for him as well. I've been preaching. I mean, he's another one of those beast Alabama running backs. I've been saying how great he is for a long time.
And the thing is, like, the running core that the Patriots have is beastly. We have so many names. Obviously, you have James White coming out the backfield at any point in time, so that's a dual threat, whether it's passing or rushing, which defenses have to take into account. So, those fumbles, that'll get cleaned up. The penalties, that'll get cleaned up. I think right now it's September ball.
It was Trent Brown being injured. That was because both the holdings play were on Heron. Trent Brown apparently was just a calf strain, they were saying, so hopefully he's back and good next week. Yeah. And then Shaq Mason just had a brain fart moment and hit him with that blindside block that was a 15-yard penalty that hurt us. But, so, I mean, and that was one of the holdings on Heron that when Mac rolled out right and threw a bomb downfield. Beautiful. That got called back, though.
But the good thing is there's a lot of positives to take out of it, and the negatives are things that can be cleaned up.
And holding the Dolphins to 17 points is impressive. Because that receiving core, which is only going to get better next week when Fuller comes back.
Coming back. Yeah, Fuller coming back. You have
having Waddle
who's looking
and
great.
Parker, beasts.
I guess the worst part, or not the worst part, the most uncertain part of the Dolphins' offense is honestly their quarterback.
I mean, Tua played a good game.
That first drive, I was like, oh man, why do you have to start playing like
I
this
mean,
now?
that was all scripted though. The first drive, and then the other one, and that's the only time they really scored.
Yeah, no.
On their
After
opening
that,
drives.
we were able to keep them in check, and that's wildly impressive. I guess people aren't really noticing how much improved, or I guess it depends how you look at it, but the AFC East is a lot closer now. And it's not just because of Tom Brady's departure, but the Bills have honestly got a lot better. We'll talk about them later on. But the Dolphins are a lot better under Brian Flores. And the Jets, the Jets are the Jets, but we'll see what ends up happening with Zach Wilson. We'll talk about him later on too, but it's a lot closer. And week 2, we'll make predictions for week 2 games after we cover all these games. But week 2, the Patriots are going up against another rival in the AFC East, so we'll see how that actually stacks up. And it'll be a battle of the rookie quarterbacks. So yeah, overall, I was happy with the performance. I know Bill Belichick's going to, dot those I's and cross those T's. It's going to be a completely different game in terms of the penalties that we're going to be seeing from the Patriots now on. And as people get comfortable, sky's the limit. Mac Jones.
The defense. A lot of the young guys made some big plays. Kyle Drugger played really well. Uchi had a couple tackles for a loss in that game.
Kyle Van Noy actually showed up with there was a flag thrown on a play. I don't know if you remember this, and Kyle Van Noy basically went up to the ref and explained, that the ball was already tipped. It was supposed to be a pass interference or a holding.
Tipped at the line.
It was tipped at the line. So, Kyle Van Noy is showing up, and he was excited for this game. The Dolphins did him dirty, and I'm happy he back at the Patriots. Kevin, welcome back.
Yeah.
So,
Kyle Van Noy. But Juwan Bentley, another defensive player to play really well. Obviously, the two corners. Even the corner we just picked up, Mills, had a beautiful pass defense in the end zone on that block, which was amazing.
That was probably the best defensive play.
So when Gilly comes back, that's going to be on lock because you can move Mills to safety to back up Duggar, depending on what kind of sets they're running. Person that I didn't even know was playing, but was playing because that's how just irrelevant he was Winovich.
Yeah, surprising that he usually makes a splash.
You know what I'm saying? We ran a lot of linebacker sets, and that's because we're so deep there. We don't have a lot of edge rushers like that. So maybe that's why. But when I did see him on the field, he made little to no impact.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll see more of him. He's been a very key player for our D-line since he arrived. And obviously that hair, it's
the hair is great. I think the hair is what makes me think he's going to be a star. Just because I see that Clay Matthews hair, and I'm like, it's going to be great. But I don't know. He's been extremely consistent. So I don't know.
We'll see what ends up happening. And plus, a lot of it does have to do with the schemes that the defense does play in.
They're running out a lot of 4-3 sets because we're so deep at linebacker now.
Exactly. So we'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, those are our thoughts on the Patriots versus the Dolphins. Great start. Well, obviously it's not great to lose, but
it wasn't a bad loss. It was a pleasant loss.
It was a pleasant
because
loss.
You look at this stuff. We dominated time of possession by like 13 minutes more than they had.
Yeah,
we had more passing, more rushing yards than they did. We did everything correct in that game. Like if you read off the stats, like Patriots won, but those two mistakes we made, were the game. So you don't want to lose like that, but. It's the best way we could have lost.
Exactly.
So,
and it does hurt that we lost to an AFC rival, AFC East rival, because that could potentially come back later on. But all we need to do is win all the other ones, so that's fine.
Yeah. We're gonna kick it off with start off the whole entire NFL season, right? The defending champs at home playing America's favorite football team, the Dallas Cowboys. Game that went down to the wire. How did you feel about it?
I honestly thought it was a thrilling game. I was very entertained throughout. Obviously, not like my co-host here. I am still a Tom Brady fan. I love that guy. He gave me 6 Super Bowl rings.
Belichick gave you those.
He also won that 7th ring, and I like a lot of the characters down there in Tampa. Obviously, Rob Gronkowski had a pretty good game. He had 2 touchdowns. He looked almost. I don't want to say he looked back to what he used to be, but he definitely looked better than last year coming off of that retirement. So same thing could be said for Antonio Brown. He had a couple of grabs for a buck 20 something and a touchdown, which it's Antonio Brown. We didn't know what was going to happen with him. I didn't think he was going to play that big a role, but Tom Brady likes him, so I guess he's going to get a lot more action. I actually moved him up in my fantasy because of that.
Okay.
Because
that's why you picked him?
Yeah.
And had him on the bench?
Yeah, I had him on the bench. I just didn't know what I was going to see from him. I needed to see his performance week 1. But all that aside, I think the Cowboys, specifically Dak Prescott, is the story of this game. He was great.
Yeah, definitely. Dak looked like Dak. He was mobile. He made a couple runs to the outside that were really good. He looked like himself, especially coming off the horrific injury he had. Just to see that has got to be great for Jerry Jones and that organization.
Mm-hmm.
But the other huge storyline was the non-existence of Zeke. This
Where
man got
was
the bag, and this game was non-existent. Whether that was a coaching decision or part of their game plan, but he was nowhere to be found.
I don't know. I would think for Dak's first game back, they would have leaned a little bit more on that rush. I guess maybe they were looking at who they were playing, and they were like, that front four is kind of
But that's
kind of tough.
You want to run the football, right? Because that's what keeps the quarterback protected. Slow down the pass rush, run the football.
That's
they
what you would
just
think.
came out slinging.
Yeah.
I mean, when you got CeeDee Lamb, who was amazing last year,
Mm-hmm.
got Amari Cooper, they got some guys that can get open. And Michael Gallup, he got a big role that game, but he's still on the football field.
Yeah.
So that trio they got is beastly. And I mean, they could have beat him.
It was too.
Like
they
said.
just left too much time on the clock.
And the kicker left some points off the board because of dealing with what he was dealing with.
Some injuries.
But great game though, great way to start the football.
I very much enjoyed that game. I'm not a Cowboys fan, and I don't really like them, but I like Dak, and I'm excited to see if he can kind of produce the numbers he was producing last year. I don't know if you remember those 5 games.
MVP run.
He was on an MVP
Trying to get
run.
that back, that's why.
Let's see what happens. So
fucking snapped off.
yeah.
And then big storyline. Well, what comes with every football, season, rookies, how they're gonna perform.
Mm-hmm.
But this season, way more eyes on it because of the big 5 that were drafted this year.
There are 5.
3 of them got their first start. We talked about Mac in the other video, so we're not gonna talk about Mac. But
Yeah.
let's talk about the man, the number 1 guy,
Number 1
Trevor. Big Nose Lawrence.
I thought you were gonna say something about his hair because he has fantastic hair as well.
There's a beautiful hair. But he's got the Joey Bosa
He got the it's an
great
impressive
quarterback.
nose.
Yeah.
What was it? 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Rocky start, but I was reading an article that said both Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning had similar starts to their careers.
So I mean, it's either going to be amazing or retire young. So those are 2 pretty.
I guess it depends on that O-line. We'll see though. It was a lot of fun to see him slinging that ball. Obviously, we don't know what the Jaguars are going to look this year. Urban Meyers is their new head coach. I don't know if you saw the memes that there was a firing at a USC, and they've been trying to get Urban Meyers for years. So everybody's like, oh, 1 game lost, and he jumps ships and just goes back to USC.
That'd be crazy. But I mean, the kid did good. He's got some people, Laviscus and DJ Chark, so he's got guys to throw to.
The team is just very young.
And very boo-boo.
Yeah.
They spent the last 3 years getting rid of their best players.
Mm-hmm. There was what was it like? 2016 or 2017? They were in the AFC Championship game against the
Patriots. Talking all that shit.
They were winning too.
Not playing with us. Talking spicy like that. But I don't think nobody expected the Texans to really beat the brakes off.
I did not expect that.
I thought with Tyrod Taylor and just with everything that went on with that team in that offseason. From
one person in particular.
Yeah, that person in particular. And
but also just
the crazy stuff with management. I didn't think they would win a football game.
Yeah.
But hey, they toughed it out. And another young quarterback making his debut with another train wreck of a football team. Zach Wilson goes up against the man who replaced Sam Darnold. And, Zach turned it on.
He did.
And like I said, he looks like he could be a budding star in this league. He made some throws that were just unbelievable. We saw in his combine, or if you saw him in college, he's got that Russell Wilson in him. He can make something into nothing, which is he's gonna need to do,
with this team,
with that team and that offensive line. But yeah, man, what do you think about Sam Darnold?
He played well. He played very efficient. He definitely played better than any game he had last year, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that he was on the Jets, and the Jets were terrible last year. I don't think he got a fair, just a start when it came to the Jets. But being on the Panthers, I think maybe that's his opportunity to show what he can do. Because people forget he was a first round pick for the Jets just a couple of years ago, and he's had those flashes of being a first round pick. So I thought he did great. I thought both quarterbacks, both young. It was a fun, entertaining game, and obviously that subplot of the new versus the old. It was very entertaining.
Definitely. Looking forward to see Zach and what Sam can do. But like I said, with that Jaguar team, he's got a shit ton of weapons from McCaffrey to the two wide receivers they have, Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson's a beast.
They got some guys over there.
Yeah. We could talk right there.
Well, Chiefs and Browns. The Browns looking to win their first NFL football game NFL kickoff game or first game of the season since 2004.
It's ridiculous.
They're 121-1. They had a chance to beat the guys.
They were running away with this game, but as it happens with the Chiefs, they just
find a way to win.
Find a way to win. It's just so explosive. Oh man,
it's not fair. The team they have.
It's really
the weapons
not. I mean, the only solace that we can have as having a team in the AFC going up against this juggernaut of a team is that in a couple of years they will not have that money to be able to keep all of those stars unless they take pay cuts.
I don't know.
You think they're gonna find a way?
They shouldn't have been able to afford it now, and they did. Look at the Bucks, bro. The salary cap in NFL is a joke. These voidable contracts that these guys can do, it makes no fucking sense. But they can find the money. Everybody so far has been paid on that team.
We'll see what ends up happening.
Crazy.
But Chiefs, I mean, no matter where you look, they're runaway favorites to go to the Super Bowl representing the AFC. Obviously, it's going to be the Patriots, but that is a team.
And the Browns, man, are a team too, man.
The Browns were really good.
That team is scary.
That was without OBJ, too.
That's what I'm saying. They were this good last year without OBJ, too. They were playing well, so.
And Baker, he's coming to his own. He's making better reads, better decisions. I've enjoyed watching Baker evolve as a player, and we'll see what ends up happening this year. I think this is going to be a big year for him. So, moving on, I do want to talk Saints versus Packers.
What's there to talk about?
The fact that Aaron Rodgers could have what's that called when you throw the ball? Spike it.
Yeah.
He could have spiked the ball every down and had a higher passer rating than he had that game.
It's tough. He should have left when he had the chance.
And famous Jameis, man, he got that
5 touchdowns.
Beast.
Offensive coordinator said he's going to turn those picks into touchdowns, and it's looking scary.
I've always been a big Jameis Winston fan, and I'm so happy that he got that start. I don't know if you saw the interview he had afterwards.
Oh yeah, that was funny. He said my coordinator told me.
What did he tell me?
He told us to
be prepared.
He told us to be prepared. No, I think it was his trainer or some shit.
Oh yeah,
he told us to be prepared. He's lying.
He's just a character, and it's good seeing him kind of
happy
and
winning.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can. I mean, that Saints team is stacked from the defensive side to the offensive side of the football.
It also starts with the coach. Coach,
outside of paying to kill players, has been a very good coach. Broke. What's his name? Brett Favre. There we go.
That's what it is.
That was the
Oh,
whole thing.
yeah.
That's when Bounty Gate blew up and became everything that it was.
Yeah.
But speaking of teams with gates, the Patriots. No, stop.
We already talked about them.
We did talk
Go
about
watch our
them.
other video. We're gonna have it linked down
I
below.
mean, a lot of blowouts, man. The Eagles smoked the Falcons.
Mhm.
Jalen Hurts looked amazing. I don't
And
think anybody expected that out of Jalen.
Did
My
not.
cousin's an Eagles fan, and he was wildly impressed. We're like, well, who is this guy? Like, he was balling.
Yeah.
Cardinals spanked the Titans. That was another one.
That was something I didn't expect it to be like that. I expected the Cardinals to win, not like that.
I mean, hey. And then Rams, Matthew
Sunday
Stafford finally
night
on a team,
football.
and
I'm gonna
spanked
say
the
something
Bears.
right now. I've been a Matthew Stafford fan for so long, and it's broken my heart seeing him on that Detroit team all these years, because he has a cannon of an arm.
That is true.
He is a talent at the
That is
quarterback
also true.
position, and now he's finally on a team where he could do something. The Rams were in the playoffs last year with Jared Goff. Did not do anything for the 2 playoff games that they played in. They won one, they lost the other one. They still have the number 1 ranked defense, and they have arguably the biggest improvement at the skills position at the quarterback position, going from Goff, who's an okay quarterback, to Matthew Stafford.
He went to a Super
talent.
Bowl. So it's not disrespect.
He did go to the Super Bowl.
So disrespectful to Goff.
They only scored 3 points. So,
How many Super Bowls have Matthew Stafford been to?
You know what? Fair enough. He's been to 0. Now let's talk about the Bears. They didn't start. They didn't start their young quarterback.
I mean, they said they weren't. They said Dalton's their guy. He's the future of the franchise. We don't know why we drafted Justin Fields. It was a whole thing.
He didn't really do much.
There's not much there anymore.
It's not.
The Red Rocket had some great years throwing it up to AJ, but now those years are gone.
Which makes you think, do you think they will start their young quarterback next week?
At some point, yeah. If it's next week or some point down the line, they're going to go to Justin. I think they're just doing this because they kind of promised Andy that you're going to be the starter. Because I don't think the Bears thought they would land Justin. Because people thought that he would be off the board, way before the Bears pick.
Because it was just, the draft was just so weird when it came to the quarterbacks. Because Trey Lance and Zach Wilson came out of nowhere to knock both Justin and Mac out of the top.
Mac
3.
was supposed to go to the 49ers, and all of a sudden Trey, boom. Yeah. So,
but
at some point, he'll get there.
Yeah.
I feel like it. Maybe. Who knows? Giants got smoked. I mean, it's the Giants. What do you expect? Yeah. Danny Dimes has like 30 fumbles in 3 years of his NFL career.
I think that's like the second quickest to 30 fumbles. That kid, the Giants have legitimate weapons when it comes to their receiving core now, and their liability is the quarterback, as it is a lot of times with these teams.
Kenny Galladay, Saquon's back and healthy. He has no excuses anymore. So this is his year. If not, he's going to be an unemployed quarterback.
And do you think if they're halfway through the season and they only got 1 and 2 or 2 wins, they tank, try to get number 1 pick?
Probably.
A really high pick for that quarterback?
I mean, there's no tanking in football, but probably. I don't know. They're either going to trade Danny or he's gone. So
no, I don't think he's going to stay with them. If he plays the way he did that game, he's not staying with the
Broncos didn't start Drew Lock. Remember when some guy told us that Drew Lock was the future of the league? Hilarious. But those are the blowouts, and we also had some good games,
Bills Steelers.
Steelers.
It was a fun game.
Fun game.
I wanted the Steelers to win, obviously. I don't want the Bills to win.
Fuck the Bills. Disrespectful fucks.
But I'm also a big fan of a lot of the players on the Bills.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't even name one.
You can't even name one?
Nope.
You can't name their quarterback?
Jared Allen?
Okay. We'll leave it at that. Steelers played a very rough game, though.
Josh Smith.
Yes, that is his name.
Played a rough game.
Yeah. The Steelers did play a really rough game, though. I think they're going to be very similar to last year, where they were pulling off those wins, but they weren't pretty wins. Their offense just doesn't have that spark. I guess it's just Big Ben. He just doesn't have it.
He don't got it.
And
allegedly he went back to pounding his bologna, or he never stopped pounding his bologna.
Damn.
Or I don't know. he got hurt. No, he did play. Oh,
No, he played.
that's good.
The entire game.
I don't care about Big Ben. I care about Najee Harris. I like Najee. I don't give a fuck about Big Ben. What the fuck is a Big Ben? Juju Smith-Schuster is boo-boo juice. Chase Claypool is a little bitch. Eric Ebron, also a bitch. Talking kind of crazy today. Devin Singletary, bitch. Yes, I like Stephon Diggs, though. I do like Stephon Diggs.
I was thinking Stephon Diggs.
Emmanuel Sanders.
He's kind of cool. He's kind of
I was
okay.
supposed to say bitch.
Oh, he's
Whatever.
wait. Toss it up again.
No, it's going. I just want to see what Najee Harris did. I like Najee. I'm a big Najee fan. Hope he's gonna be good. Another Bama running back. But yeah, they're a football team that played football. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. And then another close games: Niners and Lions.
Yeah, surprising because the 49ers were running away with this game, and then out of nowhere, the Lions were.
Whose time was it?
It was time for Jared Goff.
Best quarter. Let me stop. But Goff is nice.
I didn't see any kneecaps being bitten.
No, I didn't. And I think we're going to see a huge change next week.
So we're going to see kneecaps.
If I don't see a kneecap bit, then I fire him immediately.
Well, I mean, that's what he said he was going to do, and they didn't do it, so.
It's crazy. But
49ers, they're still a Super Bowl roster. Like, they were in the Super Bowl, 3 years ago?
And injuries and COVID.
But they still have basically the same team.
But now they have a problem. Garoppolo or Trey Lance.
I think they stick with Garoppolo until he starts making those mistakes, or inevitably he gets injured, because he gets injured every year.
That is also true.
So I think they stick with him unless he just starts playing like doo-doo caca.
Like boo-boo juice.
Mm-hmm.
The juice. That is boo-boo. And then the final game of week 1, the Baltimore Ravens and the Las Vegas Raiders. I was going to say Oakland
Let me
Raiders.
say something about this game before you say anything.
Go ahead.
This could be game of the year already.
Very early, but sure.
This was such an entertaining game to watch. Early on, it was very slow, but man, when they turned it on, they turned it on. The Las Vegas Raiders with Derek Carr under center, those last, 3-4 drives, he was on fire.
Fire.
It was good. I mean, look at that stat line. Look at that stat line right there. You see how...
Should have lost that game, though.
So that pick was... He put a little bit too much juice in that
Pretty
pick. That he threw in the end zone in overtime. But...
Luckily, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Butterfinger Jackson.
How many?
3. Same
fumbles.
amount as the entire New England Patriots had.
One player, and the most important player too.
It is.
He got to protect that ball. He's a big talent. He's a problem, but
He also has to protect that bag. Don't go fucking up now, Lamar.
don't.
The money is on the line.
Don't.
You have to ball.
But
The bag, Lamar. This isn't about football anymore.
look,
The bag is on.
Carlos cares about your bag.
Your
He
bag.
cares about your money. He wants you to get what you deserve.
Because you're not going to win a Super Bowl. So get as much money as you can because you deserve it.
You do.
So ball out, and then you can coast the rest of your career. Look at Patty Mahomes. Patty Mahomes don't got to do shit. He'll be getting the bag every goddamn year.
Bro, they could not make the playoffs for the rest of his time in Kansas City, and he still got that bag. He got the ring. He got the MVP. He got it all already. All you need is one good year. The rest of the time, just ball.
Exactly. Get the bag, Lamar.
That's all you need.
Is on the line.
But I have a very important question for you.
Yeah.
Derek Carr, top 10
Top 10 what?
quarterback.
No.
Where would you place him?
He's in that lower to that mid-tier quarterback. This is one game. Relax.
No, I'm just saying
Derek
overall.
Carr
Derek Carr
is an okay quarterback
okay, so
on an okay team with a mentally retarded coach.
It's those Gruden grinders.
Gruden grinders. Let me trade my best player with the best player in the league away. That'll make this team better. Stupid fucking person.
You know, they tried getting him back this offseason, something like that. And they weren't gonna get him back. You really think the Bears were gonna give him back? Stop.
So fucking dumb, bro. Nonetheless,
Turn of the Mac.
Derek Carr has been in a tough position, and he's a good quarterback. I mean,
all right. Here's a question: would you take Derek Carr, or would you take Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan or Derek Carr? I mean, I'm taking Derek Carr just for youth. Like, Matt's clearly at the tail end of his career.
Okay, all right.
So, I mean,
I just want to know because I feel like they're both in like a similar situation where they're asked to carry that team, their respective teams. If they don't play well, the team is just not going to go anywhere. I feel like they're both in a very similar situation. I would say that probably the Raiders have a little bit better at receiver.
Yeah, that's about it.
I think that's it. And they just have a more fun stadium, you know?
I mean, it's in Vegas.
I think they got a strip club or something like that.
That's pretty cool because I doubt people are going there for the football.
I mean,
unless their favorite team is playing that night, then you go to the stadium to watch. Because
yeah.
I feel like LA is another one, but like Vegas is full of implants. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of people I feel like that are born in Vegas. Like people move there. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's why if you go to Vegas, you're like, oh, my favorite team is the Bengals, and you're like, why are you here? You know what I mean? Same thing with like LA. People move out to LA to go make something of themselves. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of implants who like aren't real LA. It's not
fans. Like New York. We real. Born and raised.
Dead ass.
But yeah, I feel like that kind of wraps up. Okay, yeah. So I feel like that kind of
wraps it up. Lamar, protect the bag. Don't let them take it from you.
I guess that's the point of this video.
Everybody, protect your bag.
Yeah, get that.
At the end of the day, bag is all you have. But yeah, I've been Carlos Perez.
I am Omar Reyes.
And we will catch you next time.
Thank you for watching. Comment,
love you.
Subscribe. Share this video with anybody you think would enjoy this video. And also the people who might not enjoy this video. Just, share it.
Yep, what he said.
Yeah.